so we will absolutely be talking about this. Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan leaves Blizzard Entertainment. Now, the fact of the matter is, Jeff Kaplan is one of the first developers, like, he's one of the old guard at Blizzard Entertainment. And for those of you that don't know, this really does start to set a trend. It's something that is now, sadly, becoming all too familiar. Almost every single week now, we're learning of a new Blizzard developer that is leaving the company. And what is perhaps sad, but also really great, is that Dreamhaven is catching most of this talent, right? As this talent is sort of bleeding out of Blizzard Entertainment, it is literally going straight into Dreamhaven. Now, I'm not saying that Jeff Kaplan is going to go to Dreamhaven, but you can almost guarantee that he's going to be picked up by either Dreamhaven or one of the companies that is associated with Dreamhaven. And again, this comes sadly, this comes after so many reports that morale is really low at Blizzard. The people that work for Blizzard right now isn't happy with the company. They're not happy with the state of the company. And I do think there's a reason why these developers feel that way. Remember, Blizzard was sort of formed to be different, right? Blizzard was formed to be a different type of company. It was formed to be a company where the people come first and the joys of the people. I remember a time where Blizzard's philosophy was, we'll start working on that game, and this was specifically about a question of Warcraft 4, where people were asking, would we ever get a Warcraft 4? And the developer's answer was, you know, when we're done with StarCraft 2, if we want to work on Warcraft 4, we'll definitely do it. It really is up to the developers. Whatever the developers want to work on, that's sort of what they work on. There was little pressure being applied from the top. Now, you can know, under a company like Activision, this is bound to be less true, right? This is bound to be very less true. And I do think that this trend is only just starting, but it's not a bad thing, and I'll explain it after we get into the article here. Jeff Kaplan, the director of Overwatch, has announced he is leaving Blizzard Entertainment after nearly 20 years with the company. In a personal message, Kaplan announced his departure from Blizzard Entertainment after 19 years. You can read his full letter below. Greetings, Overwatch community. Now, Jeff Kaplan was involved in far more than just Overwatch. Most recently, he was part of the Overwatch team, but before that, he was sort of a mainstay in almost every Blizzard IP to some extent. I am leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 amazing years. It was truly the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to create worlds and heroes for such a passionate audience. I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. But I want to say a special thanks to the wonderful game developers that shared in the journey of creation with me. Never accept the world as it appears to be, always there to see it for what it could be. I hope you do the same. GG, Jeffrey Kaplan. Alright, so just off the letter, I almost always encourage that people read what isn't there rather than read what is there, right? There isn't a single developer in his right mind that comes out with a personal message and just shits on the company that he just left. The reason for that is you make yourself unhireable, right? There is legitimately no chance for you to ever be hired by another company in the gaming industry if you leave your current company and just go, yeah, they're all a fucking bunch of cunts. I hate it that they're, fuck this guy, fuck that guy. That's just never gonna happen. So you usually have to look for the things that isn't there. But something that was really interesting to me, and maybe it was just him writing a little bit differently, or maybe seeing things differently. He says, I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. Now, chat, what do you see there? What do you read? Not even in between the lines. That's a very weird sentence. he says here, I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. This suggests to me that not everyone at Blizzard supports the games, the game teams, and the players. So he's not thanking the whole of Blizzard. He's not going out and saying, I want to thank everyone over at Blizzard. He's only thanking the people at Blizzard that actually supports the games, the game teams, and the players. And this is not even about Activision, because I have it on fairly good authority that Activision doesn't interfere that much with Blizzard. Activision does have certain goals that they want Blizzard to reach, but as long as Blizzard reach those goals, Activision is fairly chilled out. They don't really bother that much with the goings-ons within Blizzard. Now, that doesn't mean that Activision hasn't influenced Blizzard in sort of a roundabout way by applying pressure, wanting more money, wanting more revenue, wanting the company to make more games faster. They've obviously forced Blizzard to implement a lot more stringent rules and less quality control around how games are launched. But at the end of the day, I just find that sentence rather interesting, that he only thanks the people at Blizzard that actually supported the games, the game teams, and the audience, the players. He's not thanking the whole of Blizzard. All right, we'll get into why this isn't such a bad thing in a second. Development on Overwatch 2 will continue with game director Aaron Keller taking over as the new director on the sequel. Keller previously worked with Kaplan on World of Warcraft. Jeff's been a great leader, mentor, and friend, and he knows how much we're going to miss him, Keller writes in a letter to the community. I've been lucky to work alongside him and the rest of the Overwatch team for many years in building something that continues to inspire people all around the world, and I'm honored to carry the torch forward. I mean, inspire people is maybe a little bit rich for Overwatch. I don't know how inspirational I find Overwatch. It's a good game. It was fun when I played it the first month or two when it came out. I've not touched it since. But that's just me. I'm not a first-person shooter guy, so you know, don't blame the game for that. That's just not. I'm not a guy that likes first-person shooters. Why is this not a bad thing? Now, let me just first get your reaction here. How many of you think this is good or bad? That we're losing not just Jeff Kaplan, but so many of the old guard for Blizzard. And not just the old guard. We're actually losing people that sort of recently became very well known. How bad do you think this is? I'd love to hear chats here. We've got Minion saying it's bad. Why, Minion? I think it's good. We get new blood in. Okay. But that's not a unique thing to Blizz. I find it sad, as those leavers really like Blizzard, but not management, aka Activision. So, certainly, this could be bad for... this could be bad for Blizzard. But in terms of the overall gaming industry, this is a good thing, right? These were the people that made World of Warcraft the biggest MMO in the history of gaming. These were the people that were involved with Diablo changing ARPGs forever. These were the people that made RTS games something that everyone wanted to play, that changed the direction of RTS games from just being RTS to actually being story drivers. If you think about it, Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 2 to some extent, although it was a lesser extent, were some of the first ever RTS games that actually pushed a story, right? It was based on these games that we got things like Red Alert and Command and Conquer, that eventually became great storytellers and vehicles for story in their own right. So in many ways, Blizzard was at the forefront with these guys in the company. Now, most of these developers are being picked up by companies like Dreamhaven, companies that is once again going to make new games, games for the future, games that perhaps players like you and I will navigate towards, will pick up. How many people here is going to play whatever game Dreamhaven brings out next? Like, how many people are actively waiting for Dreamhaven to announce their first ever game? I think we're all going to, because I think for most people, Dreamhaven is similar enough to Blizzard that we do want to give it a try, right? We do want to see what Blizzard can come up with, though not Blizzard, what Dreamhaven can come up with, and at the end of the day, I think that is legitimately going to be the future. I think this is good. I think it's great that you have veterans leaving the gaming industry, the sort of AAA gaming industry, and moving on to smaller companies with a lot more movement and companies that is willing to take a lot more risk. Because that's... And I realize we're sort of veering off on a tangent here, but I do want to say, right now, in my opinion, the only games that pushes the gaming industry forward is indie games. And I don't even feel sad for saying that. I don't even feel bad for saying that. I've not had a AAA game that pushed the boundaries of what gaming can do in a very long time. The companies that do that, that push what games is all about, that come up with brand new game structures, is indie companies. A good example of this would be PUBG, right? PUBG came up with a brand new genre of game, Battle Royales, which I realized they weren't the first, but they were the ones who popularized it, right? You did have whatever that zombie game was that completely failed, that made a Battle Royale as well, that wasn't as popular as PUBG. But PUBG came, they made it popular, and suddenly, H1Z1, yes, that game wasn't as popular, but PUBG came and it made it very popular. It pushed the genre of what gaming could be. It made a brand new genre for the AAA industry to eventually move into, and sort of now every single AAA company is jumping on the fucking bandwagon, right? Every first-person shooter AAA company is trying to make a Battle Royale because of the success that PUBG had and the success that Fortnite has. All of this was done by indie companies. Companies that didn't have a clue. They just wanted to make a good game. They just wanted to do something that wasn't within the normal bounds of gaming. Indie is where it's at. I can 100% foresee a future where there is no more AAA companies left, where AAA companies go bankrupt, and the only companies that exist is sort of very small 30 to 50 man indie companies that, you know, that sort of push games in whichever direction they want to go. So this for me is all round, in the grand scheme of things, someone like Jeff Kaplan leaving the company is a good thing. I genuinely believe that. So it is sad for Blizzard, and it's sad that Blizzard is losing someone that's been with the company for so long. But at the same time, like Alex said, this does give the opportunity for new blood to move in. Where that new blood is actually going to take the game, that remains to be seen. And whether or not they would actually be able to make the game as good as it needs to be, genuinely remains to be seen. But at the same time, you always need new blood to move in. You always need the old guard to sort of make space for the new people to move in. And especially with Dreamhaven positioned as it was. And I told you guys this way back when Mike Morhaime first announced Dreamhaven. I asked you guys, why do you think Dreamhaven is being set up in Anaheim in California? Just very quickly. Anaheim, California in general, is one of the worst places to set up a business now. Most of the companies is starting to leave for Texas because California is just too expensive. It's ridiculous. Taxes, property rates, it's too expensive. So a lot of companies are moving away from California and taking their business elsewhere. Why did Mike Morhaime decide to set up shop in Anaheim in California? And what has he been doing ever fucking since? He's been grabbing the talent that leaves Blizzard. He's been grabbing the talent. As soon as talent leaves Blizzard, he just tells them, you don't have to leave California. You don't have to move to another state. You don't have to upend your life. No, just, you know, come over to Dreamhaven. Start working for us. Let's make games, bro. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. So I genuinely believe that's exactly why he did it. I said it at the start. I said that's why he's doing this. And I think it's a good plan, and it's paying off for him at the moment. This might be sad for a lot of the players, especially considering that I have a feeling we're going to hear some major announcements at maybe in the Warcraft scene soon. I don't have any insight into this, but considering the immense amount of pressure that the World of Warcraft team has been under, and the immense amount of pressure that's on them to continuously deliver new content, I would not be surprised if we get a slew of people within the World of Warcraft genre universe leaving the company. So yeah, there's definitely that to consider, but I would also not be surprised if within the next month we find out that Jeff Kaplan has indeed left for Dreamhaven. That is sort of a guarantee. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think?